Welcome back. Are you guys here to figure out how to stop repeating patterns in your life? Well, I'm Dr. Rezaie. This is Blocks of Health, and this is part 2 of how to stop repeating patterns in your life. All right, guys. So hopefully you watched part 1. Hopefully that laid some foundation for you so that we can continue this conversation. We set up those 5 layers. Just to go back over them real quick, you had your purpose at your center, and this is your driver. You have your body, which is your generator. You have your emotions then, which is then your indicator. Your mind, which is your processor, and your spirit, which is your director, okay? So we kind of set up like how that's working and how everyone for the most part set up that same way. And what we really want, and we set up last time, was emotions are where loops happen. This is where people get caught. And I just want to set up something too. Loops don't necessarily, they're not good or bad per se, but it's how you use them, those loops, because you can have loops that are very positive. This is like when you do exercise, let's talk about, as a loop, because that brings you more energy, it lights you up, you get the endorphins, you get high. And then there's people that abuse the exercise. They do loops of exercise because they're running from their emotions. This is how they get rid of the emotions, because they don't know how to process it, so they just work out to get that, ultimately the addiction of that feeling, to also then burn off the emotions that they're kind of having, right? So loops aren't good or bad, but for the most part, most people are stuck in loops that aren't, benefiting them, all right? They are self-serving and there's a reason they're being done, but it's not leading you to a better life, right? So we're trying to build that self-help. So let's get into it. How do you start changing those repeating patterns, or loops as we like to call it? So at some point you got to look at your purpose. What is your purpose? What is your why? This is the most important thing that you have to establish. If you don't know your why, then you don't know why you're doing things. You don't know why you're waking up each day. And this is like, the classic, you get up, you're not excited, I go to this job that I don't really care for, and just you're on that pattern over and over and over. Eventually, it's just a downward spiral. We all know where that's going. So you need to figure out your why. I'm not telling you to leave your day job just yet, but if you can change your why and then start using that day job to then lead to the reasons that you want your why to happen, then it becomes powerful. Then you're using and you're leveraging everything to your advantage. So you have to figure out the why, because that's your driver. And I'm not talking about like simple things. I don't want what's. Like when people want to accomplish goals, those are your what's, but your why, what's your drive behind it? Like, is it for yourself? Is it for, is it self-love, self-worth? Is it for your kids? Is it for your spouse? Is it for whatever you need to like hold on to? Is it a promise that you made to your parents like a long time ago and you want to make that come true? Those are the real things that will light you up and, like, no matter what gets in your way, make you unstoppable. So then you got to get to your body, and this is your generator. So once you have a strong why, your generator, we kind of mentioned some of the stuff in the last time, but you have to do the things that help your body work at its best, okay? So look, first and foremost, when you sleep, you get dehydrated, you're getting low on oxygen because you're not really breathing deep. Okay, it does do some regeneration, which is awesome if you got some good, organic, deep sleep. But when you wake up in the morning, there's 2 things that I always say, and we see here at Blocks of Health, that you need to do. You need to wake up and do some breathing exercises, deep breathing, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to light everything up with the amount of oxygen that you're going to flood into your system. And this is really going to get you moving. The other thing is drinking water. You got to get water into your system so the cardiovascular system can pump out. You're made up mostly of water. You just got dehydrated sleeping for, let's say, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. You got to get some fluids back in. This is pre-coffee, okay? Pre-coffee, hydrate up, okay? Eating good, clean food as much as you can. Obviously, a plant-based diet for the most part is healthy. Whether you're going to get into meats or not, again, these are semantics, and I'm not trying to get in and tell you the kind of diet is, but a clean diet for the most part is. Processed food is out. Sugar is out. If you're doing things that are like, and notice how when you eat things, how it makes the emotion that ends up creating the neurotransmitters that get released, like it makes you feel, right? Because that's what you really want to pay to, and that's how you can start really determining really the things of like what you should and shouldn't be eating, okay? Now, once your body's primed, you can generate, you've got energy, good, clean energy that's sustainable, and then you can produce what you need to for your purpose, okay? Then we get into those emotions. Now, some of that is going to come from what you're doing with your body, okay? Look, for me, the emotions get broken up in 2 places. You're gonna get your limbic system here and your enteric system in your gut, okay? So these are like really big ones that you can then help generate like a lot of emotions in a positive way to then get you to then again, you're gonna have to step it up with your feelings of the mind and understand that when those emotions are being created, they're for a positive effect. If you're getting emotions that are being created and you don't feel so good, pay attention to that. Let's cut that habit out. That's how you stop repeating patterns. If that's hanging out with certain people, if that's eating certain foods, if that's doing certain events or certain behaviors or habits over and over and over, and you're like, I feel terrible after this, stop it. Do something new, do something different. Look at the emotion that gets created and tag a good feeling with that, and that's what's gonna make some changes. Because once you can start tagging those feelings onto those emotions you're creating from these experiences, that's when you'll start believing it. And then once that belief really opens up and grows, this is when your purpose, like, you just become unstoppable. That's how you become unstoppable. It's by doing that. It's by listening to the things that you want to do, doing them, following through, understanding the emotion that happens, tagging the appropriate feeling, and then letting that turn into a belief. This is how you become unstoppable in anything that you want to do. See, people get so lost in that process and are scared to do it because it's scary, it's new, I get it, it's something new, but at least it's something new, right? Aren't you tired of the same old, same old? If you're sitting there right now watching this thinking, I'm tired of the same old, you have to plug into what we're talking about to make those changes happen so that you can generate something new, right? New outcome, new system, new process. Make the changes, okay? But I'm giving you the groundwork of how to understand how your body's working so that you can really kind of tap into that and make it work for you, right? Again, everything you need, you have. You need to start making some different changes today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow's not coming. Today is here now. You have to start making those changes now. If you need to, start with the process of writing out and figuring out your why, okay? The next thing you want to do is start taking care of your body. Look, the fastest way you can start hacking things is with your body and your mind, okay? Body and the mind will have the biggest effect on emotions, right? Because this is what's going to start evoking the emotions, then allowing you to understand the feelings that go on to that. And once you can start making that change, again, it's the inertia of change. It's hard initially. It's like the rocket trying to get out into the atmosphere. The amount of energy it takes to do that is a lot, but once you get out there, it becomes easy just to ride it and just be consistent with it. So making those changes, I get that it's hard, but believe in your head that it's worth it, that you're creating this change for a more positive outcome, for a better effect, to make your purpose come to life. If that's not enough for you, I don't know what is, but those are the ways that you break patterns, repeating patterns, the loops that we talk about in life, and you could create and generate something new. So I hope this was informative. If you have any comments, please let us know. Subscribe to this channel. Look in the description. You can follow our website, blocksofhealth.com. You can follow our podcast, get on our newsletter. Let's continue to build this self-health that everybody needs to then make the world a better place with wellness. All right, guys, have a good day. We'll see you next time.